Welcome to Good Life. I'm Dean Wilson. I'm so glad you're with us wherever you are. Joining us at goodlifetelevision.org from all over the world. Good Life Conversations, which is our podcast platform. If you go to goodlifetelevision.org, you can find all these long-form interviews. You can also find a lot of power clips, some of the great moments from those interviews. So we encourage you to check it out. We see a lot of you are. You can also find us on the social media platforms, and many of you watch us on good old-fashioned television here in Santa Barbara, California, at TV Santa Barbara. So we welcome you wherever you are, and we're so glad you're with us. We're talking with a lot of great people, just all walks of life and all different backgrounds and experiences, and authors and public servants and young people and old people, people with great stories. It's just been such a treat, such a privilege for all of us to be able to do this, and so we hope you're taking it all in and enjoying it as well. So we welcome you. I'm really excited about my guest today. Bob Kotowski is with me. Bob, welcome.
Hi, cheers. Thank you for having me.
And Bob is a really wonderful, interesting guy. I've just spent the last day or so reading about him. He is a golf instructor. But he kind of wears a lot of different hats within that world of golf that we're going to be getting to. But I wanted to start with kind of, where did you grow up, and when was the first time you remember a golf club in your hand?
How much time do we have? No, when I grew up in Boston, and when you grow up in Boston, you start early. You start caddying when you're a kid. I was 6 years old, and you're a shag boy. You go to the private country club, and you are 6 years old, and the guy hands you a bag of balls, and they start hitting balls at you. They dump them out, and then you realize after about 5 minutes, you say, this guy is hitting balls at me, trying to hit me, and I'm going to get 50 cents. So you decide right away, I've got to change my position and move up to caddy. Then you become a caddy, and it's a great way to get going. You've got indirect mentoring from the old guys and the people that are excited you're there. You learn a lot about the game just from experience.
Yeah.
And we get to play on Mondays. And if you've ever seen Caddyshack, that's a little bit what we were all about. So we get to play, you get a taste for the game. If you're smart, you watch the real good players and turn your head when the other guys are hitting.
Right.
And so you pick it up. So I had a old guy taped up a wooden 3-wood so the head wouldn't fall off and said, here, go at it. So really old school way of getting going, and very common where I grew up.
Yeah. So you grew up with the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was telling my son yesterday, we were driving somewhere, and he was asking, I was a caddy. I caddied when I was in college. It was like my afternoon job. We actually lived up at Pebble Beach, and I got to caddy up there for a little while, and so I was telling him about my brown Dickies suit that I would wear.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you, that is no joke. I was telling him about the guys that do this like for a living up there. I mean, they're serious, they're smart, and they make a lot of money.
They've got a pretty good gig going.
They do.
The rate for a bag, I got $2.50 a loop. When I was a
$2.50
kid.
a loop.
$2.50 in case anybody. These guys are getting $400 a day.
Yeah.
Plus,
right.
other perks, and it's just you're up at Pebble. If you haven't been up there, go. Just go
right.
have the greatest $16 glass of beer you've ever had in your life, sitting on the veranda there, checking it out. It's just a great spot. We get to do programs up there, so I love it.
Do you?
I love it. So that had to be a great experience.
Yeah, it got a little tiring at Spyglass on the back nine, the uphill with 2 bags.
Yeah.
But when you're an 18, 19-year-old kid and you're getting $100 a bag, and then if you read the putts right, you get some tips.
Right, it's good money.
Good money for a
We could talk forever about caddying, because for me, what a great experience. You get, I get $20 a day. I used to be 6'6", but carrying doubles 36 holes a day, the pressure of the bags, I share that. And we would get, you caddy when you want, you get $20, $25 back in the day. It was good money, and you don't want to go caddy today, you go chase the girls at the beach,
Right,
It was
right.
a great job.
Right,
Great job.
yeah.
Okay.
The game of golf is great, isn't it?
It's great for everybody.
There's so many different parts to it. I mean, it could frustrate the heck out of you, but then you hit the one good shot in the round, and it keeps you coming back, Yeah. But one of the things I love about it, is the time together. It's like taking a 4-hour walk with like 3 friends or your son or your, I mean, isn't that a special part about golf?
You got it. You have got a handle on it, because anybody that doesn't play, I was just telling a few of the others here, it's a foolish game. You whack a ball, you hit it down, you chase it, you hit it again. A dog will at least bring it back, but we just keep whacking at it. You're out there for 2 to 4 hours with friends. I always tell, what you just said, it's good for the head.
Yeah.
You're out there with friends, and it requires, all you need is patience and a sense of humor.
Right.
Okay? Go out there. We got, you know, the best players in the world hit 10 or 12 that they feel they're pure on a given day. And
Is
they
that
get a
right?
massage and they got a before and after the game, a head sports psychologist, a swing coach, and everything. And still, it's a challenging game. So you gotta look at it that way. Okay?
Right.
You just go out there, and if you happen to hit a good one, or you happen to hit a lot of lousy ones along the way, have this be an overriding thought. All we're doing is swing club. The lousy ones give the good ones value, and you can enjoy it. But the best thing is the learning experience for the kids, the social stuff. You get out what you put in. So it's really a cool game for people. I wish, you know, so many more would take it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good for your health and walking.
Yeah.
So you just said the best players in the world hit 10 or 12 shots in a round that they feel like are pure.
Right.
That's incredible to me.
Yeah. Right.
Sometimes we think about these sports. I mean, just thinking about like baseball, the greatest hitters who ever lived, you know, get a base hit 3 out of 10 times.
And they're in the Hall of Fame.
They're Hall of Famers. You know, the failure, that's one of the things, great things about sports, I think, is learning to fail. I mean, there are days, I mean, I've come home from a basketball game with my son, who's a great shooter, on a night when he shot 3 for 16, you know, and just feels like I am a terrible basketball player. And I'm trying to say, no, you're not. And then we'll come inside and I'll pull up a video or a highlight thing of a night when Kobe Bryant shot 3 for 24, you know, and say, this is just part of the deal, you know. But isn't that incredible how sports can teach us to keep coming back, how to fail, what do you do, how to get better? I mean, we want to get better, but that's a great part about sports, isn't it?
It's a great part about sports, but about golf. And if I could move to the kids, we do PGA Junior League all over the country.
Yeah.
And we always tell the kids the number one skill in the game, anybody interested, is to keep trying, be relentless. And, you know, what will happen is someone will uncork a good one, and some will say, hey, well, it took me 10 to get there. I say, yeah, you got it. You think you understand it now. It took you 10 to figure that out and sort that out. We were bumping it around, and there you are, you arrived. I don't want to look at the other ones. Focus on that one. Try to do that again. You got it now. So it's a really cool game for kids. Amazing. We've got a son over here that's shooting, can beat me like a drum already. He's 15. I used to like that kid, right? But anyhow, it's great for the head, for everyone. Recreation. You're taking a little vacation. You're out there. Whatever's out there can keep. We get to spend a couple hours with friends in a great place. So
yeah.
It's good stuff.
So before we get into the really important stuff here, this amazing stuff you're doing, I got to ask you this. You got one round of golf you get to play. Where do you play it?
Pebble.
Pebble? Really?
Pebble. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I love it.
It's just an amazing place, just the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody. When I get up there, I get to play. You know, with PJ Professional, we get to play. I got friends up there. I know a guy who knows a guy. And I get around, we get to 16, and there's something that happens. You get on 16, and if you haven't played it before, if you've played it 100 times, you get there, and all of a sudden there's this melancholy, you know, it's like, damn it, the round's coming to a close.
Right.
And just, people will play the 18th hole. It's the slowest hole on the planet because everybody is okay. You want to dawdle, take an extra picture, take another look out there. It's awesome. I play 17.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody. This is going to be on TV.
We'll
and I sneak back over to number 10 and I loop around again because I don't want it to stop. That's how
17
cool it is.
Is that
cool
par
place.
3 to the ocean, right?
Yeah.
And that could be like a pit sand wedge or a...
Right. Nicholas hit a 1 iron and hit the stick.
Oh,
Watson
1 iron.
chipped in, the iconic chip in at the Open.
Right. That's right.
Won the Open.
So I got to tell you a quick story. I got engaged on the 18th tee.
Wow.
9:30 at night, May 23rd, 1996. We were in the Pebble Beach Club at a party.
Wow.
And I walked her out. I figured, what better place? And you just verified everything I've been living about in regards to this engagement.
Yeah.
You just said if you had one round to play, you'd play the Pebble.
Good
I tried to tell her how special this was.
Good experience,
yeah. Yeah, that is awesome. And 18, of course, yeah, just the beautiful.
Yeah.
And that one tree on 18 on the right side when you're coming in, I always remember that tree.
The one that I get behind, you
Yeah,
watch me
I'm
play,
behind
I
it.
get right behind that
Every
tree.
time,
I don't.
yeah.
The other guys, they blow it right by there, and I'm old and tired now, and I have to resort to tactics and things such as that. So.
Oh, it's so great. So much history at that golf course.
Great
It's
spot.
amazing. So I want to talk about your kind of your philosophy, and you're wearing the shirt, old school golf school. You do instruction and you work with kids, and you do a lot of great stuff. But I want to ask you about somebody you learned from, Bob Kotowski. Talk about that. Talk about him.
Bob is an amazing guy. Sorry, you're a little emotional. He's 90-something, 4 whatever. But he's kind of like me. We both got the Benjamin Buttons thing going on. I surf every day. If I can skate, I go down to the rink. I play golf. He is amazing. You wouldn't know it. He's out there on the dance floor, singing, doing whatever. He is by far, in my opinion, and once again, I happen to be correct on this one, is the greatest instructor. And you've got all these guys standing there on the tour with all the machines and stuff. Bob is all about feel and timing and rhythm. And he identifies with the individual. There's no one way to do this. Get the most out of what you have available. You know, we got seniors, juniors, we got, female, all kinds of different players. We even have left-handers. So I'm a baseball player, so we talk slowly just so they keep up. I hope that doesn't offend. That's a baseball joke if anybody's out there, okay? But he will help this person to find out what they need to do to go out there and enjoy the experience of a round of golf.
Right.
And then when that hit me, just the backstory to that, I grew up caddying, teaching myself, watching the good players, pick it up. We're good visual learners, practicing. I used to play 63 holes a day at a private club in Boston. It was $1 a day, but we still snuck on because you can get a hot dog and a milkshake with $1, you know, and sneak around. And at the end of the day, all the flag sticks were broke. It was a real ratty course, but we played and played and played. And I taught myself, and one day I was out playing. I was playing for a living, and I just needed to get some direction with it. So I called him up. I was in Florida, and I called him up, and I said, you know, Mr. Kotowski, he answered the phone. And he said, come on down. And I went down to see him. I met him on the range. He took me in. He started teaching. He said, help this guy with this. Then we went on to the next guy. I said, yeah, help him. Make sure he's got this here and he's got that good rhythm going. So we did this for a day. And then at the end of the day, he said, hey, Kotowski, I'll see you here at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I said, okay, boom. I was there at 5:45. We did the same thing toward the end of the day. He said, hey, let's take a look at your game. And he hung out with me, and I'm telling you, this went on for a week. See you at 6. And just that's the type of individual. He just said he thought, you know, I had an interest. I was kind of hungry, kind of driven to get better, and that's the type of individual he is. So that kind of in a nutshell, amazing guy. He just is everything about what he does. Still, it's funny. Okay, you got to stop and laugh at his jokes. It's a great experience with being with Mr. Kotowski.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready to go visit him
Are
shortly.
you really?
So that's sorry if I get a
94?
little emotional about, but a huge person in my life.
Oh, that's
and
so
gave
special.
us the direction to, you know, I call it the Kotowski philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
This is all about feel and timing, rhythm, and enjoying the game. People have a passion for the game. Those that don't play it's hard to get you grasp it.
Right.
Why do they love it so much? But go out there and hit a couple of good ones, chase it down, you might get hooked.
Yeah,
okay?
That's right. Agreed. That's fantastic. So I was reading about this earlier in terms of how you ended up getting involved with golfers that had challenges, whether it was blindness, disabilities, and didn't it start on a military base?
Yeah.
So explain how that happened.
I was the teaching professional, the golf professional at Marcelia Ranch, which is on Vandenberg Air Force Base. After I stopped playing, we said we're going to come back and live in Santa Barbara County. It's like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. I'll play some tournaments here and there, but I need to pay some bills and stuff. So I started teaching out there. I had some history out there, and part of it was to help out the vets. So we had programs available for the veterans, for the enlisted guys, for the and the wounded warriors. So I would have a clinic every week, and these guys would come out, guys and gals, and we'd get them going. And 2 weeks later, I'd see them out there with their buddies playing golf. So it was really cool. And one day, my friend Howard Shaw, which I mentioned, and Howard wrote that interesting book and was instrumental, worked with me for 10 years on the blind and disabled golf training manual. He came out to the class, and it was for anybody with disabilities. And he was, when I was in high school, it was probably 10 or 15 years ago, 1975, right around there. And he came to the class, and he was blind. He was my instructor when I was in high school. And he came out and he says, I'm taking up golf. Do you think we can, it was right at the end of a class, he said, do you think we can, you can help me learn the game? I said, how about right now? So we started that day, and this manual, basically, that's the genesis of this.
Wow.
Because we started with just from trial and error and experience, took a lot of lumps trying to figure out a standardized way to train a blind golfer. So it was a cool challenge that I learned. I'm playing, and Howard's playing was completely blind. He was blind when he was in high school, when I was in high school, and I loved the guy. We were good friends. And I learned so more from Howard than he from myself, because he could only rely on his feel and our communication and trusting the process. It was great. And so we got started. Howard established the California Blind and Disabled Golf Association. I was on the board with him. We worked on developing events. We're now in our 28th year of the California Blind and Disabled Golf Classic. And what we ended up doing, he and I worked together, plus every time we had an event, we would take in blind golfers and get their input. So what happens with you? And just 2 years ago, I had a guy come out and say, in the manual, we were going over the manual, and you have all these processes and the alignment and the setup, but my caddy, what he does for me that really gives me the final word is he takes, and if you play golf, he would take, and he had a ring, and he would tap the flag stick when he was putting. So he would, I guess sonar or hone in on that final little bit of information. So we've now added it to the book, sound, things like that. So it's an ongoing process. It's not just from me, it's from everybody that we've pooled. We've had input, so it's kind of a joint effort, and it's evolving. We edit it, and it's a real simple read. It's just a little flip book, and it's just got pictures. If you look at it, someone should be able to pick it up. And one of the aspects of this is, if a blind golfer, if you were blind, you're very dependent on your coach, because it's a team effort.
Yeah.
Okay, it's you and I going out, and if you're blind and I'm your coach, and I want to go to Tahiti for a little bit, you're not playing any golf. So we would have events where a player would, his caddy got sick. Okay, and this guy flew in. He was the champion, the Canadian Open champion, blind golf champion. And so I would have to scramble to find a coach for him and then train him up real quick in the midst of putting together a 160 player charity
Tournament.
event, which is very complex to begin with.
Right.
But we would get it done, and then we said, wait a second, why don't we have this so any of you could take this right now, flip through it, and it's everything from using the restroom, introducing yourself, how to approach a putt, a chip, or whatever, and so that player can now have a pool
Yeah.
of 3. George, you can't make it today? I've got another coach. Good, I'll call Adelaide, or I'll call, and remind me to mention Adelaide Ortega.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry to wander off on a tangent, but she's our California blind and disabled golf ladies champion. And we just took her the other day. I went out with her. She lives right here in Santa Barbara. So everybody look into Adelaide Ortega, support her. She is amazing.
Wow.
Okay, so what we would do is now they would have 3 coaches, a stable of coaches. So it just, again, the goal is, let's make this mainstream. There's no reason why they can't.
Right.
Someone can't go out and play whatever we got.
So so people can learn to be a coach.
That's the purpose of that.
Which is going to enable more blind golfers to be able to play.
And I give that to that's free of charge on the website. Download it. I'll send anybody who wants one of those manuals.
Wow.
Okay, and so then they can have it. Each blind student, or any of our high school students. I have all of our high school students are mentors to the blind, and they and again, go back to, it's good for the soul. How many good things are there that come from golf? My high school kids always observe when we're doing the Special Olympics or the blind golf, the Wounded Warriors, and I have 7 of them who come out and volunteer their time to coach and mentor the other players. So everyone
great.
gets one of those, they put it to use, and
Wow.
so it's just a small contribution to make it a good experience for these folks.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
it's a good
incredible.
thing.
So Howard Shaw started the association. You were on the board,
Yeah.
but you've worked together on this
Yeah.
in literally creating a training manual for coaches.
Yeah. Just a little backstory on this book here is interesting for anybody. This is from a blind golfer's perspective.
Yeah.
Howard, I didn't know, and I shared this with Leanne earlier. All the time I was teaching him, he would go home, take notes, and start writing.
Huh.
That I didn't know.
So it became a book.
And one day, that's myself coaching Howard out at Marcelia Ranch. So he said, I finished my book. And I said, what book is that? He says, all these years I have been taking notes.
No
And this
way.
is, I thought it would be interesting from my perspective to share that. So that's what that one's about.
Wow. So where do you physically, are you at Zaca Creek? Where do you physically spend your time?
I teach at Zaca Creek mostly.
Okay.
But we do programs with PGA Hope. If you look it up, PGA Hope, anybody with any disabilities, it's always free. The program is free of charge. So for 30 years, by hook or by crook, if we gain any support, I'm always looking for, I've never been good about asking for funding or anything like that, but I'm a little surprised we don't get a little bit more support, but it's on me because I'm kind of, we do what we can and we always break even or whatever, we get it done. But it's always free, okay, for anybody, wherever you're at. So I'm at Zaca, but we do programs around the country.
Right.
It's a network, PGA Hope. You've got great PGA golf professionals training and promoting these Wounded Warrior programs, Special Olympics. And so we have, we'll do a program at Long Beach. And sometimes we'll go up and they'll come up in the short bus, kind of like one flew with cuckoo's nest. It's a trip. They come on out to Zaca and we have a tournament, we have an event. So wherever they're at, I can get them in contact. They could be in Toledo, Ohio. There's a program there. So we pool our resources. If Joe Groman, remember that name, is a great ambassador for PGA Hope. He calls up and says, hey, I need 10 guys. Who's in? Guys, gals, we've got great LPGA professionals. I keep saying PGA professionals, but LPGA professionals. We'll have 10 go up to Pebble Beach, do a program up there. Long Beach, we'll go to Florida, we'll go wherever. We do one every year at the Masters.
Yeah.
And we have people come on out, and so every month there's a program somewhere. We do one at Sandpiper. We used to do one at Rancho San Marcos, Santa Barbara Municipal Golf Course. These are local courses, local venues, facilities that welcome this. No one is ever, but they're always welcome with open arms. Really, they will. Randy down at the municipal will say, "Hey, what's a good time and day? We'll make arrangements. They'll set it up for you."
Wow.
We go out to Sandpiper, and most any course that we make a request, we're going to do a program, set it up. Here's the fly, give them all the flyers and everything, and then we'll have 10 or 12 people. We'll introduce them to the game, okay? And I Shine, which is a program here in Santa Barbara, Dudley Keneally, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Tom Brady is on the board. The original Tom Brady, Tom Brady's dad. When he told me about it, I thought he was kidding me. But they have a program for blind golf. We're doing one again tomorrow out at Zaca Creek for them.
Oh,
and
nice.
then we did one at Sandpiper the other day, and we had 7 brand new blind players join in. So
how great.
I guess the question was, where are you located? Home base at Zaca Creek, which is a great venue for this.
Yeah.
It's a scaled down golf course, kind of like the Twin Lakes.
A little shorter.
So, you don't have to hit there with John Daly.
Right.
We can dink it around and everybody's playing golf. So.
Right. So how do people give money to you? How would they do it?
That would be great. We have the Old School Golf School website.
Okay.
If you go to the Old School Golf School Instagram, there'll be a link to go to Old School Golf School.
Okay.
There's a toolbar up top, upcoming events, interviews. I get to write and interview PGA Tour and LPGA Tour players and stuff like that, and write for some golf magazines.
Nice.
There's a section there, and then there's the blind and disabled section.
Okay.
Okay, click on that. It will show you past events, great players of the week, that type of thing. Great events, upcoming, past history, and then there will be a button where you can
donate.
And a lot of times what I do, I collect clubs. I give them any new players. They cost nothing. I give them, and if they want to make a donation to the program, they can. So that's always how we've rolled. We've just, I've never had anybody underwrite or anything like that. I would love to. I'm getting a little old and tired right now. That would be nice, but not required. Not required. We get it done.
Old School Golf School.
OLDE, oldschoolgolfschool.com.
.com with an E at the end of old.
Yeah, check out the website. It's good golf content for golfers, little tips. If you're going to throw your club because you get mad, make sure your grip is light so you can let it fly. It's dissatisfying to chunk it 5 feet and pick it up, stuff like that. Good stuff. Okay?
That is so great. Oldschoolgolfschool.com. Bob Kotowski is my guest. We ran out of time already, but he has put together this blind golf training manual. So I'm sure you can find that at oldschoolgolfschool.com. Old with an E at the end, oldschoolgolfschool.com. Bob Kotowski. I never got a chance to ask him to fix my slice. We never got to that. It's 25 years.
Aim to the left.
Aim to the left. I've been doing that.
Lee Trevino
Sometimes there's a tree over there.
Lee Trevino made a couple $1 million hitting that shot. He aimed over there
to the left,
and he was in the middle all day. So you let me know. Anybody if any of you would like to get involved in the game, you got my card. Come see me. Okay, you'll be Dean's guest, and I've always got time. That's one thing I got is I've got time, and I enjoy getting you out there. And again, golf is good for the head.
Yeah,
just
that's right.
Give it a try. Get out there. Patience and a sense of humor. That's all you need to bring. Okay, I'll give you clubs, everything you need.
Love it. Thanks for what you've done for people.
Thanks. Yeah,
We're
all in this together.
It's
everybody's got something.
That's right. Well, thank you.
I'll break out my list of stuff I have. Okay.
Bob Kotowski, everybody. Genius. Love it. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for taking
great
the
to meet
time.
you.
Thank you for the interest.
Thank you.
Everyone. Okay.
We'll see you next time.